then the medical examiner has to certify that. It's not just one guy, because you can pay off one coroner. You got to have the medical examiner sign off. And medical examiners are powerful. They're like the sheriff when it comes to medical issues. And it was the medical examiner in Los Angeles, the same town, on record, that said, no, RFK was shot in the back by a different caliber. He was not shot by Sirhan's weapon. And then it even came out who shot him. And the LAPD wanted to go after him, and they were shut down. So that's why medical examiners are important. RFK was shot from behind multiple times. Sirhan had his arm pinned the whole time, was shooting a low-caliber firearm. Go look it up. There's copies of the medical examiner report, the coroner and the medical examiner. It's like the medical examiner is like the police chief of the coroners. Well, some areas they call the coroner the medical examiner. It varies. But you've got people that do the autopsy, and the coroner or the medical examiner signs off. But in general parlance, they call somebody that's doing the body work a coroner. But the point is, I want to go to your phone calls. I'm going off into factoid land. Doug in Maryland, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, when the Breitbart news broke yesterday, I mean, myself and my coworkers just shook our heads, as there's no doubt he had to be removed. He had information on Obama, and he had to be removed. It's funny you had those delegates from Maryland, because I'm coming from Maryland as we speak. But those delegates from Maryland need to hear this. Out here in eastern Maryland, there is a private club called the Private Affair. You can go to Google and Google the website, and you'll find it. And what that is, it's some kind of freaky wife swapper swinger club for these Washington elites that come up 95 and go to the Private Affair. This club is hidden inside a junkyard. It is guarded by off-duty Maryland State Police and off-duty local police.
Well, let me stop you. Maryland Police actually, 3 years ago, the big scandal running prostitutes, and there was a bunch of deaths associated with it, and that was D.C. Madam stuff. When she was telling people, oh, I have more names. And I'm like, they're going to kill you. And they did kill her. So I don't know about the particular place you're talking about. We have to look into that. But, yeah, they got these wife-swapping deals all over the place. It's real popular. Sounds like a nightmare to me, man. Ugh. But anyways, it's not like I'm some dog that just... I don't understand it. But side issue, it just sounds like a nightmare to me. But to each their own. Whatever. The point is that you've got all that going on, you've got all that happening, and yes, I mean, I know prostitution, all of it. The few times I've been in D.C., I mean, the level of beautiful women, the cream of America, they look like supermodels. When I'm in Georgetown, other areas, just packing into limos, politicians pulling up, Secret Service saying, what are you looking at? Just trying to eat at restaurants, anywhere, just beautiful women everywhere, servicing the lobbyists and the politicians. And it just shows what our country's become. I appreciate your call. Let's talk to Carl in Oregon. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the Central Command there, T-Rex. I have a comment, I have a question, and a little bit of concern and a statement to make about the Breitbart incident.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, history repeats itself, all the way from Julius Caesar to Abraham Lincoln to JFK to RFK. Same thing. Set up, it's a little bit more covert because they're using some type of high-tech system. However, they pulled it off. I mean, it's going to take a bit of time to be able to find out how they did.
Well, my dad, is a dentist, neurosurgeon, a physician, and he was showing me documents that the CIA, this is declassified, have these sound wave systems that you can't even hear, except your teeth will chatter, and they love to use them on older people, like Hosni Mubarak, all these guys where they take down their country, they then have a stroke that day, and they can hit them from even a couple hundred yards with this, and it vibrates the carotid arteries that are full generally of all the detritus, all the dead, cholesterol and scale, and then that goes into your brain. And yes, they do have systems they can shoot at a heart and kill you deader than a hammer. And I mean, they admit they've got these. They use lower versions of them with the sound cannons, the microwave guns. That's all comes out of technology to kill people covertly. So, yes, that's on record. And I'm telling you, folks, if they kill me, if I die of a heart attack or drug overdose, I don't use illegal drugs. I don't use prescription drugs other than like aspirin or Tylenol sometimes when I have a headache. I don't even hardly drink very much. I drink like 2 cups of coffee a day, and I'm in good shape, and my family have constitutions of mules, okay? So I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm concerned about Fritz. Fritz, I bumped into the grocery store. He shops at the local grocery store that I went to. I passed right by him. He didn't know who I was, obviously. I tried to say hello. He seemed kind of somber. Maybe he's a little bit worried. I'm concerned about him. He's going to be a guest coming up on the show pretty soon, isn't he?
Yes. All right, so you didn't call in, though, about Breitbart?
I did, yeah. That's what my take on that is that history repeats itself. I mean, it's just different forms that they use now in these days, as you just mentioned. Is more covert means, or use some type of weapons like electronic weapons, or however they're used, or chemicals, or whatever they put in our water or food or vaccines.
No, it's on record. They've got thousands of different systems. I mean, just to kill Castro, they came up with hundreds of different covert means. I appreciate your call. Let's go ahead and talk to Ivan in Florida.
How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Pretty good. I like your show in Orlando. Pretty good. This call's about Andrew. Yeah, I absolutely think he was definitely killed. No doubt in my mind. Another question. How hard would it be to get that footage of his and expose it on your show?
Well, obviously, that's very valuable footage for media outlets for their traffic and how they fund themselves and pay their staff. So it's going to be released by the Breitbart folks, which is great. They're the ones that went out and got it. I mean, they do real hard, investigative, undercover people. They do, gathering the data. That's why they're so big, and that's why it's so dangerous, is that when you start really digging into original research. I mean, when I stuck into Bohemian Grove, the death threats, the dirty tricks were immediate, because it was original, hardcore, real journalistic proof. When I got from law enforcement, good police officers, state police, and then later federal marshals, internal Homeland Security documents, I got threatened, dirty tricks immediately. Immediately. And then it totally freaked out one of the people because they didn't know that when they gave us the info, they were already under surveillance and got in trouble for it. Of course, it's all surveilled. That's the point. People are like, well, what do I have to hide? Why do I care if I'm surveilled? Because the crooks are going to use it to stop you from doing right. So you're a big 810 listener there in Orlando, where we're #1, and you came out to the event. I want to thank you for doing that, sir. Ivan.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, God bless you. I appreciate your call. Let's go ahead now and take another call here. Let's talk to Jonathan in Kansas disagrees. So we'll skip ahead to him and then go to Mike. Go ahead, Jonathan. You're on the air.
Well, it's not necessarily a disagreement. It's a criticism. Alex, you cannot waste any time. You need to get Wayne Madsen on and get him to bet everything he has. This time around is probably the most dangerous for him ever. And it set a precedence with Breitbart. He's,
No, I hear you. Let me just stop you for a minute. He's been going to Chicago and all over tracking these same mafia ties, and I agree. He was told by a high-level government source that he has been singled out to die, but then a lot of times they don't find the right hitmen or it doesn't really happen, and then he left the country for 4 or 5 months and then came back. Call Chris in here. Look, we're on the same page. I called Chris last night and this morning and said, get Wayne Madsen on. I may be able to interview him on the nightly news tonight, but we were unable to get Madsen. I said, get me Jerome Corsi and get me Wayne Madsen. Come on in. What did, because I can't really see it through the window. Were you able to get a hold of Madsen? Did he answer his phone? So you have called him. Okay, yeah, because he's key. He's key. I agree with this caller. I absolutely agree with this caller. So he hasn't been called yet. He's going to be called right now because I said get me both of them, and they got the other. And I guess they were going to get him on Monday or so. But, yes, we'll end up getting him here on the show for you. I mean, look, we can't do it all, man. Or I have all these thoughts of what I want to do, and then by the time I get on air, there's just so much. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, no, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's so urgent. Outside of that, this is some dangerous times. And also, there's some news that just came out. It says that, I think this is in California, in El Segundo, I think. It says that Chevron got away with not paying millions of their taxes.
None of the rich pay tax. They lobby to get higher taxes on you, and then it gets paid to them in government contracts. That's how it all works. That's the New World Order.
You don't need me to tell you.
By the way, I'm going to go back to your calls here, but need to get all the Chinese food out of the shot here so I can show folks this with a document cam shot if they're watching on Prisonplanet.tv, because you know, the news is getting so hectic, everything's getting so crazy that I don't even plug sponsors or books or videos on air. You listen to other talk shows, every 5 minutes they're plugging this sponsor, that sponsor, this book, that video. You don't really even hear me do that anymore. And then we lose revenue and can't fund this operation. So when you buy books, when you buy videos, when you buy materials from us, you not only get tools that'll help wake people up, but you also, in a big, big way, fund our operation. I mean, you don't have to be out there risking your life because you're not prominent enough for that to happen. They want this idea that you're all in danger, you're all scared, you know, government bureaucrats will threaten you. Look, they're not going to kill you at the level you're at. You start getting to my level, Breitbart's level, stuff like that, that's when you got to worry. Matt Drudge, look out. Because he can set the agenda. He's under government surveillance. That's admitted. That's been in Congress. They do not like the fact that he can expose the TSA, the naked body scanners, Bilderberg. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that no one believes him anymore. They don't like the fact that the alternative media has taken over. And they're panicking. So I want to just point out to people, we're at a critical juncture right now. So please support our sponsors. Please buy the books, the videos, the T-shirts, and be part of the InfoWars army to wake up America. You start wearing a T-shirt, an Infowars.com T-shirt, you're going to meet like-minded people. Now, I want to show folks on the document cam if they're watching on Prisonplanet.tv. If not, just go to Infowars.com and click on the store link. We are doing something at cost. And because the shopping cart is designed, it has to have money in it. It just has to have some type of purchase. It's 1 penny. And then you pay for the shipping and handling, but it is at cost. It's not like the vitamin things where you just pay for shipping and handling, and the shipping and handling is $20. It's, what is it, $5.95? In fact, I forget. It's up on the side. I meant to have that pulled up. We can go to the shopping cart and show people. This is what it cost me, because you get a couple hundred of the You Are the Resistance, Infowars.com business cards, color business cards that have the websites on the back and You Are the Resistance on the front. A citizen rule book. It's got the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, Constitution, all in it. If you guys want it, you just go to the shopping cart and you go to the front page, and it'll be right there as top items. In fact, I can just show people right now. How much? $4.95. So less than I thought. $4.95, and they calculated this where it is at cost. At cost, 2 bumper stickers, couple hundred cards. It's a couple hundred. No, it's 100. Okay. Again, I end up not doing plugs for things and then never even intending to plug it. And then I'm here just half-cocked, not even knowing what I'm promoting here. I just knew I came up with this plan a few weeks ago to get the word out. So, again, we've got the cards printed up. We've got 100 cards, a citizen rule book, 2 bumper stickers, $4.95. That is, at cost, a great little InfoWars weapons package. And we extended it until the end of Sunday. And then it is over until next Christmas because it's been so popular. All of my films, all 18 of my films and Jason Burmes's Invisible Empire, New World Order Defined, Citizen Rulebook, bumper stickers, all of it for $99.95, normally 380 smackers. So that will run through the weekend. So gas, my B-52 bomber, I'm going to take off and bomb the globalist again. But even the gas you give us, you get info weapon bombs back as well. It's just symbiotic, figure 8, eternity of resistance, infinity of resistance, all of it at Infowars.com. Get in there, refuel our tanks big time. All your purchases are basically donations right to the front line of the info war.
You are listening to G...
All right. Bob Chapman of the internationalforecaster.com, always an invaluable analyst, joins us then.